Have you ever been in a room full of people, everyone trying to talk over each other, desperately trying to prove their worth? Yet, sitting quietly in the corner, there is one person who simply watches. They don't interrupt, they don't brag, they just observe. Society often mistakes this silence for weakness, shyness, or a lack of confidence. But in the realm of dark psychology, silence is the ultimate weapon. The famous author Robert Greene stated in his 48 Laws of Power, always say less than necessary. When you speak less, you automatically appear more powerful, more mysterious, and more intimidating. Welcome to Mind Shadow. Today, we are decoding the brutal psychological advantage of people who speak less, and why you should probably fear them. Let's look at this through the lens of behavioral psychology. There is a concept known as information asymmetry. It happens when one party has more or better information than the other. When people talk too much, they are essentially giving away their data for free. They reveal their insecurities, their desires, their triggers, and their exact mental state. The quiet person, on the other hand, is a master of data collection. While you are busy explaining yourself, they are analyzing your body language, decoding your microexpressions, and mapping out your psychological profile. They are building a mental file on you. Because they share nothing about themselves, the information asymmetry heavily favors them. You become an open book, while they remain an unsolved puzzle. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "We have two ears and one mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This level of observation requires immense self-control. Talkative people are often driven by their emotions. They speak to seek validation, to defend their ego, or to fill the uncomfortable void of silence. In psychology, reacting purely out of emotion is often linked to an amygdala hijack, a state where the emotional brain overrides the logical brain. Quiet people rarely experience this in public. Their silence is a form of intense emotional regulation. By choosing not to speak immediately, they create a gap between the stimulus and their response. In that gap lies their power. They don't react to insults. They don't get pulled into useless drama. They let the other person talk themselves into a corner. When a quiet person finally decides to speak, it is never an emotional reaction. It is a calculated strike. They only speak when their words can alter the reality of the room. Furthermore, human beings are psychologically wired to fear the unknown. It is an evolutionary survival mechanism. We are comfortable with loud people because they are predictable. We know exactly what they want and how they feel. But the quiet person, they trigger a deep psychological discomfort in others. Because they don't give you enough verbal cues, your brain starts to fill in the blanks. You start wondering, are they judging me? Are they angry? Are they smarter than me? This creates a powerful aura of unpredictability. In negotiations, in relationships, and in social dynamics, the person who speaks the least holds the most power. They force others to over-explain, to compromise, and to constantly seek their approval. The silence becomes a mirror, and as Carl Jung noted, what irritates us in others often reveals what we hate about ourselves. The quiet person forces you to sit with your own thoughts. Think of the quiet person as a psychological sniper. A sniper doesn't shoot 100 bullets hoping to hit the target. They stay perfectly still, sometimes for days, waiting for the exact right moment to fire one single, devastating shot. When people who speak less finally open their mouths, the impact is massive. People stop what they are doing to listen, simply because the event is so rare. Their words carry a heavy, undeniable weight. They don't waste energy on small talk. They speak strictly to execute a purpose. So, the next time you encounter someone who prefers to observe rather than perform, do not underestimate them. They are not shy, they are calculating, and they probably already know exactly how to manipulate the situation to their advantage. If you want to understand the hidden mechanics of human behavior and master the art of reading people, make sure to subscribe to Mind Shadow. Until next time, stay observant.